Where do you think the game stands right now? And India, when they got Australia at 24-2, do you think there was a chance to make a strong comeback in this test and you missed that opportunity?
Well, I think India is still there in the game. Anything lesser than 350, India will be there in the game. We just spoke to Ajinkya Rahane, how the team is feeling, what is the morale like, and of course he said, anything below 350 or whatever they score will go for the chase. There is no point, hanging back and looking for draw. And they look quite confident, and whatever the wicket looks like, it's going to be a bit difficult to bat on this wicket because there's a lot of up and down already on this pitch. But yeah, I hope that they restrict them below 350 and they look to chase those runs.
You seriously reckon, I mean, in terms of, yes, we are all hopeful that they restrict them to below 350. I think the lead is already very close to 300. They've got 7 wickets in hand. It has to be a massive collapse of Australia for that 350.
Well, if you see, compare from the day 1 and day 3rd, the bowling unit has looked totally different. They are bowled in right areas, and even yesterday they picked 5 wicket only for 7 wicket for 149 runs. So there is a possibility, you get those 2 wickets up front, and there's then Stark and Pat Cummins at the back. They are not that great with the bat, but of course key is to break the partnership early in the morning. Half an hour, 45 minutes will be very, very crucial. If Australia don't lose wicket in first 1 hour or so, then it's going to be very difficult for India from there to make a comeback in this game.
Let's look at it from Australia's point of view. What is it that they would be thinking? This is the best case scenario for India, as you said. Look at 350 and then go for it. What is the best case? I mean, how would Australia be thinking? Because they're already 300 runs ahead, 7 wickets in hand. Would they be looking to bat to maybe lunch or maybe an hour after lunch?
Yeah, Australia will be very happy with another 100 odd runs from here onwards. If they do get that, they'll feel very confident about it, because on this wicket where we have seen there's a lot of up and down already, even though Indian batters, they seems very confident, but realistically I feel 400, Australia will be very happy with that, and on this wicket it'll be very difficult to chase.
Assuming it does get to that 400 run mark, we've seen in England it's happened. Baseball, English team does it very often. They did it against India when we came back to play that one test. Big total close to 400. They played aggressive cricket. If Australia do get around the 400 mark, would baseball or something be like that in India's mind?
Well, of course, what can happen? You'll probably end up losing the game, but what will happen if you don't try? You have to go for it. This is the World Test Championships finale, and you have to give what you have. You can't just wait for things to happen. Make things happen. Shubman Gill can play the role of Johnny Bairstow. Rohit Sharma can be the aggressor. And then Virat Kohli and Cheteshwar Pujara, we have got big names. All they have to do is just back themselves and look to chase those runs rather than, look for the draw. Because draw will not solve the problem. No, draw will not solve anything. So either India go on to win this one by batting beautifully, or even if they don't win, at least they have given themselves a very good chance by pushing their limits.
I'm going to talk about the star of the day, that is Ajinkya Rahane. Before that, those couple of shots, one by Steve Smith, what did that tell you? And even head, he kept attacking. There were chances that if India would have taken those shots, which showed that they were being overly aggressive, which showed that they didn't really care if their wickets fell because they were so far ahead. What did that tell you about Australia? Do you think it told you that, listen, we are in a comfortable position, we just want to get...
They are in comfortable position, but where the game stand now, the only way they know that India can come back in this game is first half an hour, 45 minutes, or maybe 1 hour tomorrow morning. If they don't lose wicket, they know they'll be on driving seat, and then you can't really stop anyone from scoring runs, because single doubles are available, and of course your bowlers are tired. They'll be bowling 4th day. From the first day itself, every day they've been bowling few overs, and they know that the first hour will be very important, and if they manage to get past that, they will score those runs, and anything more than 400, as I said, it's going to be a very difficult task for any team in world cricket to chase those runs. If you do chase, great.
Miracle.
Unbelievable.
It will be unbelievable.
And I do believe that India have the capacity, that hunger has to be there. If that hunger is there, will is there, anything is possible.
Harbhajan Singh, still with us. You spoke to Ajinkya Rahane. You told me what were the things that he spoke about, his comeback, his knock today.
Not really that he didn't talk too much about his comeback, but obviously when we asked him, how he was feeling, when he was walking down from those stairs, and what was the nerves like, and he said, obviously I was feeling better under pressure to score and to perform, to make sure that I've been given this chance and I justify that I'm good enough and score those runs for the team. And he's always been a team player. Any team can obviously have a dream to have a player like Ajinkya Rahane who's a team player. So all he said was that we were looking forward to just go out there and express ourselves, and that's exactly what he did. And I asked him about if Chennai Super King में खेल के वहाँ मज़ा आया. He said, yeah, I enjoyed it there, and that color has something. Whoever goes there perform, and they carry the same form in going forward games as well. And we have seen that here with Ajinkya Rahane. Brilliantly he batted, and he's the one who actually took a lot of pressure. He absorbed a lot of pressure and then scored runs for India. And credit to Shardul Thakur as well. I think he batted beautifully. Took a lot of ball on his body, and then later on went on to score that brilliant 50. Outstanding batting by Ajinkya Rahane and also with Shardul.
Very interesting, he talks about that yellow colour, the Chennai Super Kings. He's a former Chennai Super Kings player, and the other one who got runs, Shardul Thakur, also a Chennai Super Kings player. So clearly there is something there. But just coming back to Ajinkya Rahane, that outstanding catch by Green, came out of the blue. Do you think that was the turning point of the day? Because had Ajinkya gone on to get you a big total, game would have been different.
Most definitely. That was a brilliant catch. And they dropped few catches, and of course Ajinkya was lucky as well. That ball was no ball where he was given LBW out day before. Things would have been even more worse for India. Had he was given out, and but Ajinkya's catch was unbelievable catch. There's no doubt about it. That changed the course of the game for Australia. They came straight away after lunch. That lunch break didn't suit Ajinkya Rahane. Of course, that's what we spoke even in between our chat while commentating. I said that this break shouldn't have happened now, because both the batsmen were looking good. And once you come back from the break, you have to still kind of have get the idea again where the ball is bouncing from and what sort of shot do you need to play. And that's exactly what happened. And since he was getting ready for those shots, and in between that brilliant catch came, and from there onwards they turned the things around.
Because you spoke about the IPL, whenever Indian team doesn't do well, and in this test match they were trailing, we tend to look for a villain, and the villain that I saw on social media had become the IPL. Everyone said, you're coming from the IPL, you should have been playing test cricket, that's why India is not doing well. Guess what Ajinkya Rahane did? He played the IPL, he was looking good form in the IPL, and he comes out and scores runs here. So clearly did Ajinkya's knock also prove that it doesn't matter whether you're coming from an IPL, so long as you apply yourself, so long as you bat correctly, there are no deficiency, you can get runs.
I mean, obviously it would have been nice to get about 20 days, 25 days just before this game, because it's a big game, big platform. You're playing the final of the World Test Championship. Of course, more you prepare in such conditions, better you get. Would have been nice to see Indian team playing a practice game before this game, but that didn't happen. But that's not an excuse. Of course, you as a professional cricketer, you have to be ready for the challenges coming in front of you, and that's what Ajinkya Rahane showed. But yes, there is a communication gap in between players and BCCI maybe, or this schedule would have been set for later on. If that could have happened, things would have been maybe different. But you still have to, as a player, be ready whenever those chances come, the opportunities come, and this was obviously a big chance for India to win the World Test Championship. And maybe they were not there in terms of practice-wise in these conditions they were not there maybe.
Okay, final two questions coming up with Harbhajan. One, what is it that you spoke about the knock by Shardul Thakur and Ajinkya Rahane? What is it that these two guys got right that the top order of India did not?
Well, I think grit. The will. They had the will to stay there. They got hit a lot of time. Due to this uneven bounce, they still kind of survived, struggled, and then they scored those runs. And that grit didn't see. We didn't see that grit. From the top order. This wicket is going to get tougher, but you still have to have that belief that you can score runs and find a way out. How to bat on this wicket, and that's what is required. Simply is that a new ball is a different ball game here on this pitch. New ball will do little more than the older ball, so playing new ball will be a challenge. That's where Shubman Gill, Rohit Sharma and Pujara becomes very, very critical. If they don't get out in first 10-15 overs, then things will look smooth.
Okay, final question. Do you think, you said that one grit probably was missing, and you also spoke about that fire in the belly, that hunger to do well. We saw Ajinkya Rahane show that hunger. We saw Shardul Thakur show that hunger. The top order, India's famed top order, you've got big names: Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, the future star. All of them watching these two from the dressing room. If they needed any inspiration, if they needed anything, to inspire them to come up with that fire in the belly, that grit, those were the two knocks.
Well, obviously, such knocks send a great message to the dressing room. If Shardul can, so can we. It's about just applying yourself there in the middle and doing what teams need you to do. It's not about your comfort zone and your own thing, what you want to do. It's about team, what they want you to do. And of course, it sends a great message when Ajinkya played that inning and Shardul. They were brilliant. So I'm sure team must be looking forward to get back onto the field and do what they are supposed to do with the bat as well, not just with the ball.
All right, Harbhajan Singh, thank you so much and taking our time and speaking to India today. The bigger message that's come from Harbhajan, India still in with a chance. 350, if that's sort of a total India have to chase, you never know. They've done it before and you could do it once more. Of course, the top order in that case will have to fire for India, the famed top order, I might add.